going to talk about our relationship and everything, man.
Cool,
So
man. I
look at
love
that.
it.
We're live. Look at that. We'll give it just a second to get some people on here. I got Kevin Meredith with me today with Advanced Diabetes Supply. Longtime sponsors of Medicare Con, been sponsoring us at least since Birmingham.
Yep. Since
Uh,
Birmingham, I think.
yeah, and not just sponsor, but partner. We actually use them. We built things into our CRM to even share when customers are in need of their services. Huge saver. And actually, Kevin, it is going to be you on our Part B Inflation
Yeah, on the
Reduction.
RX panel. Mm-hmm.
It's going to be very helpful. We're going to have some. It's going to be some. That's going to be a really good panel. Some really high quality information, and I think you bring one angle to it. We got Bill Hepsher from Canadian Med Store brings another angle, and
Mm-hmm.
then Norma Johnson and some of these others that bring others. So, and actually, I don't really think any of you guys have competing ideas. They're all relative to the entire
Oh,
overall picture. So,
very complimentary.
yeah, I
Um,
think so.
yeah, no, it's
The
pretty cool.
truth is the future for our customers is utilizing any options like any of the, advanced diabetes supplies be a huge thing for helping our customers getting their diabetes supplies drastically lowered. Um, but then also, even the Canadian drugstore and with Bill and their group, and then I'm hoping Norma and there's another guy, Mr. Patel,
Mm-hmm.
who's another, and they'll be more, I think, talking about exactly how the new rules are going to work in the
Yeah,
disrupt.
I've Norma and I have had a chance to like pick each other's brains a little bit about kind of what we think, where things might be going and how it might play out, because in the end it's a lot of speculation and things you can do
Yeah,
to prepare for it. But it, you got really big entities that are making sure they want to get paid. And so how it trickles down to the end consumer is something that, I think that
dude,
Norma
that's the thing is,
will have a good insight on.
sometimes presidents love to perpetuate the idea that they get to snap their fingers and change all the economics of
Mhm.
multiple industries simultaneously for the good of the consumer, and it just doesn't work that way.
No.
You have to, if you want the cost to go down, you really have to increase supply somehow. If you want availability to go, there's if you want costs to go up, reduce supply. I feel like we're in a supply and demand issue there, and they're trying to treat it with regulation, and but that's me getting too political, I guess. That's why you guys are going to talk Part D, and I'm just going to come out and be like, yeah, what they said.
Yeah.
So hey, so again, as there's a few people on here live now, middle of the day, we'll get this out to everybody so you guys can see. But wanted to highlight Kevin Meredith and Advanced Diabetes Supply and their involvement in Medicare Con and their involvement with our company. Kevin's their group has done a tremendous job helping us retain our customers, keep them happy. And I say in happy wife, happy life at home, happy Medicare client, happy business at work, right? And anytime a
Absolutely.
company come alongside us, and without us, I mean, you guys, we don't pay you guys anything. You guys just come along and help scoop these people up in their current state and keep them happier. And the customer satisfaction rate has been super high. So for those of you people that don't know what Advanced Diabetes Supply does, as if the name isn't some indicator, tell people a little bit about yourself, how long you've been with ADS, and how you guys help the end consumer.
Yeah. So Advanced Diabetes Supply is a diabetes supply pharmacy and a DME supplier. So there's actually two different licenses that we hold across the country for our company. And we are a distributor of diabetes supplies. So we hold the hardware and then we bill insurance and ship supplies to people with diabetes that need it. And my team, the division that I run, is a team that works directly with Medicare agents. And so we have positioned this process where we act as an advocate on the agent's behalf, referencing agents by name, making calls to your clients after their information has been sent to us so that we can be the person that does all that stuff for the client. So we talk to them, we get in touch with their doctor and acquire prescriptions, we bill their plan properly, which can be a challenge at times, and then we ship supplies directly to their house. And, so like diabetes is actually, that's our business. But the way I like to try to frame it to agents is that first and foremost, this is like a retention tool. And I think that you are a good example of this, Justin, with how BBIs run. But when it comes to growing a massive business, or in the case of Medicare, like having great retention so that you can build a massive business, which is impossible to do without good retention, um, you can't become advanced without always doing the basics. And when it comes to like a street level agent that is building their community, it's all based off of human interaction and providing exceptional customer service. And so that's really what we're pushing, is that, this is literally free labor. We are making calls on an agent's behalf. All they have to do is say, I've got a client. Can you give them a call? Here's their number. And we say yes. And, in the end, our company revenue comes from billing insurance and getting paid on claims for diabetes supplies. This is just a lead generation source for us, but we've positioned it in such a way that Medicare agents voluntarily have chosen to work with us so that we can help them grow.
Absolutely.
So it's this mutually beneficial thing where everybody wins.
I love it. Everybody's looking, talking about, I got to hire more people. I don't know if I can afford it. And Kevin's over here offering free labor, and that's, it truly is that way. And we've had 100% positive reviews from customers sit there. They have literally not had anyone say anything negative to us about their experience with the advanced diabetes supply. So it's an easy thing for us to send people over to you guys. And somebody, first of all, look at this comment. That's what I said when I got on here before we went live, guys. What a stat. That's it. Kevin says this is his networking mustache, so he hopes to be able to use this at MedicareCon effectively. We might do 2025 themed Medicare mustaches and see how many people grow one for MedicareCon.
I'll pioneer that group. We can get something rolling, and
mustaches.
The only person that's iffy on it is my grandma. She's like, oh, you have that.
That's right. So, it's Johnny on there. That's who it is. Look at that. That's who. I couldn't tell who the Facebook user was, but okay. Going back to some of the serious stuff is there are certain niches that we find are harder for us to keep satisfied in customers, and by niches really I mean on the Medicare Advantage and Part D side is the customers with certain diagnosis, and diabetes is a huge one because there was some help with the insulin caps, that came out, but still DME. And then what happened is the formulary kind of split. So a lot of times now you'd have somebody getting prescribed certain insulins that were more expensive because they weren't in the right tier of the formulary, and the formulary is completely changed, which is something I think as they continue to push Part D, you're going to see costs shift in certain ways in formulary.
Oh yeah, that's something that Norma and I are ready to talk about. For sure.
It's not like the cost goes away and they thought, shoot, I guess we'll just break even now or lose money.
Right.
Not the way it's going to work. They're going to shift that cost. So,
right.
And this is going to be a way you guys can help tremendously. Already you're helping, but it's going to get even more pertinent.
Yeah, it's very interesting because diabetes supplies, they're really common, but because diabetes is so prevalent, but people still run into challenges. And, even if they're not running into challenges, is something that I try to explain to agents is like, even if your clients seem to be okay, they're getting their supplies and it's not an issue, why would you not want someone to make a courtesy call to your client, drop your name before, especially if you're like enrolling somebody new and their plan starts in a month or so, we're giving them a call ahead of time, right? Like they're technically not on the books yet, but you sent their information to us and we're saying, hey, your agent, the one you just met with a couple days ago or talked to on the phone a couple days ago, asked me to call you. And they're like, whoa, like no one else has done this for me.
Yeah.
And then we're dealing with everything on the back end. There's pure Part B billing, there's medical billing on a Medicare Advantage plan, there's pharmacy billing, and they're all different, and the prescriptions are different, and the regulations are different, and sometimes you deal with formularies and sometimes you don't. And
this is important too, like that Part B billing is so important because we have customers that sometimes will be like, "That's okay. I'm going to go to CVS. I'm going to go to a pharmacy." And there's nothing against CVS. It just happens at a business that big. But you'll have
Mhm.
a pharmaceutical rep or up front pharmacy techs that are checking people
Mhm.
out and are billing Part B insulin in a pump or certain supplies and trying to bill it like Part D costs, and then it's
Right.
not getting paid for when it should be. So we've had that happen before, and communicating with the pharmacies can sometimes be a nightmare because they don't understand all these things. So
You want to know something funny is that it's such a big problem that we actually have an entire division of our company now that is dedicated to generating partnerships with retail chain pharmacies that either cannot or wish to no longer bill Medicare Part B. And
wow,
so we actually have a partnership with Walmart. Literally 100% of Walmarts across the country, when they get Medicare Part B diabetes supplies, they send them to us instead. That's how much that like that side of the industry is wanting to get away from it because it's a challenge. And it's also not it's not an instantaneous claim repayment either. So it's hard to send stuff away and submit a
yeah,
claim and then hope you get paid on it. So
right,
there's a little bit of risk involved, but because that's all we specialize in, we're like, yeah, cool. It's our wheelhouse. It's not a big deal. And so they literally just feed us
yeah,
all of their Part B diabetes supplies because they don't want anything to do with it anymore. So like anybody that's on original Medicare is going to start running into more and more challenges with getting stuff, especially if they use a mom and pop. They literally can't. They are not a contracted DME supplier with Medicare.
yeah. That's crazy. I didn't even think about that. So a lot of your smaller local pharmacies just can't do it, so they're having to send them to other places, and then a lot of those are already contacting you guys. So it's like might as well get ahead of the curve and send people over to you guys, which is why we added something in our CRM to where we had a client that we thought met those needs. We could check a
Mhm.
box, and it sends a payload of information relative to them to your team so that they can reach out, which is
Right.
awesome. As seamless as possible. So other people could do that too that had the desire to partner with you, where they could build a process to get that, to make it fluid, without having to call you up every time and say, "Here's Mrs. Betty," and just make it a lot more fluid
Oh
process.
yeah.
But
And anybody that is live now or watching this in a future recording, we're actively seeking out agencies and, FMOs, people that want to partner more intimately, that want to like look at the back end IT side, like what you guys have done in Agency Block or other things with softwares that they're using, and find ways so that we can streamline the integration and make it almost automatic, not automatic, but auto prompting and like auto identifying clients that would be eligible for us to help based off of like drugs or plan or anything that someone says. So that way an agent doesn't even have to think about like, is this person using diabetes supplies? They have to like remember, do I send this over? Is this something that can be helped? But it would like auto flag it, and we'd have things integrated to make that like a one click part of the enrollment process. So that's something that we're trying to branch out and partner with people that are looking to do that sort of thing. So uh, anyone going to Medicare Con, be on the lookout for a meeting invite from me. That's what I'm hoping to talk to some of these little bit larger entities that want to streamline and want to get retention support for upwards of 30-35% of their book, depending on
yeah,
how people are prospecting their business.
absolutely. Okay, and so lastly, obviously, like you just said, um, people need to be in the Medicare Con app, because guys like Kevin are going to be reaching out trying to find ways to do it. Plus, you can reach out to Kevin, schedule networking meetings, and then other members of his team that are there, as well as others. So people, please get your Medicare Con app. Medicare Con, go to any app store, and then preferably Apple, because you should have an iPhone, unless you're just kidding. But go on there, download the Medicare Con app, use the code, all caps, Medicare Con 2024, and
Yeah, yeah, get into it right there. Look at that. Get in
boom,
there.
you got to get in there so you can network with Kevin, and also get to the event in time to be there for Monday afternoon's networking and registration block. That time there'll be no stage presentations. It'll be all networking, and that is going to be the most accessible time to a lot of guys that are there, and a great time to meet with Advanced Diabetes Supply and other sponsors, and find people that can help you take your business to the next level. And this is one right here that they're not, like many of our sponsors, they're not charging. They're not trying to sell you anything. They're trying to come alongside you and just help with a problem that you are facing or undoubtedly will face if you stay in this business. So, well, look, Kevin, I appreciate your time today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
I put your email down below too. So if you guys are seeing that in the block, it's kmeredith@northcoastmed.com. It'll be down there in that little dealio, whatever you call that banner.
Yeah, a little banner.
Yeah, but if you guys see that scrolling marquee, that comes to mind. Maybe that's what it is. If you guys see that, you can reach out to Kevin ahead of time, but also reach out to him on the app, schedule some time. If he's not available, he can, I'm sure, get somebody from his team, or just run by the booth and see if you can snag a minute with him on Monday afternoon. It's getting close. We're going to see you guys soon. If you have not gotten your ticket, head over to MedicareCon.com. We can still get you there. If you want to upgrade, or you're unsure about anything, you don't know where to look for something, email us at info@MedicareCon.com. Thank you so much, Kevin. We appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Justin. See you guys soon.